Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a makeup tutorial on this look right here. It's just my quick and easy everyday makeup routine when I need to get out the door in a rush. It takes me about 15 minutes, minimal products, no contouring and highlighting, anything like that, but still looks put together. So if you want to see how I get my 15-minute makeup look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I've started off with my skincare routine. My face is nicely moisturised. So the first thing I do is I use a primer. And even on a quick, easy everyday, I do kind of just whack a primer on because I like that it holds my makeup on. Even if I want to do it quickly, I still want my makeup to stay on. So that's why I use a primer. My favourite primer is this Becca Backlight Priming Filter. And it's my favourite, and I'm nearly out of it, so I don't know whether I'm going to get any out today. But I just squeeze one pump into my hand, and I just use my fingers just to rub this all over. And this has kind of got like a luminescent glow to it, and it just leaves my skin it leaves my skin looking really shimmery, and it just gives it a bit of that kind of glowy look from within. So I don't know whether that picks up on camera, but whenever I put that on, already my face just looks a little bit more healthy. It's got a bit more of a glow to it. So next for my base, on an everyday basis, I don't wear foundation really anyway unless I'm going out for a night out. So I tend to stick with CC creams and tinted moisturisers. And in the summer I just use a concealer. But for this everyday look, recently I've been using my NARS tinted moisturiser. And it's in the shade Samaritz. And I find the NARS shades, I've got Sheer Glow as well, I just find that they really suit my skin tone. The colours are just really good for my skin tone. And I wear this one all year round as well. It kind of almost blends to your skin tone a little bit. Anyway, so I'm going to be using this today. So I just put a small amount on my hands. And again, I use my hands to do this because I just think that it rubs in better. So sorry if I keep looking over there, it's because I'm using my viewfinder as a mirror at the moment. So I rub that all over. Make sure to take it down your neck. Oh, I also wanted to say, the reason my hair is like this, it's a bit of a mess, is because I'm filming a hair tutorial afterwards, which I'll link in the description box below. So I needed to keep it like this for filming, but I will take my hair out at the end of the look so you can see how the look looks when your hair is actually looking half decent. Okay, so I make sure that that's really, really rubbed in well, because there's nothing worse than a base that's not fully blended in. So next I'm going to conceal, and I'm going to use my favourite concealer. I always use this one, I can't use anything else, and that's the Tarte Shape Tape. And at the moment I am in the colour medium. And this is even a little touch too dark for me, but I'm just going with it, seeing as that's what I've got. My other one's way too dark. So I put that under my eyes. I have terrible dark circles, and unfortunately it is just genetic. It's my half Iranian heritage that's done that for me. Doesn't matter what products, doesn't matter what products I use, they don't go away, so I just have to cover them, and this is the best concealer I found for that. And then I'm just going to spot conceal, and I do have spots today, unfortunately. And I'll just put a little bit on my chin and then in between my eyebrows. And obviously it hasn't got full coverage because it is just a tinted moisturiser, but once you use the Shape Tape concealer, it covers all the blemishes that you need, and I find it's all you need. Obviously feel free to use a foundation at this point. I just used the moisturiser. So I'm going to blend it in with a damp beauty blender. And I spend quite a while just like patting this in because I am a bit self-conscious about my dark circles. So to cover up my nose. I always find it doesn't matter how much base I put on around my nose, it still kind of looks a bit red compared to the rest of my face, so I always put a bit of concealer around there. I'm not highlighting and contouring at all. This is literally just quick kind of put together look. I'll bob that into my chin. And then I like to use a Real Techniques setting brush when I've got spots, just to kind of brush around, because I find when you use a beauty blender it sometimes just takes the concealer off, whereas with the brush you can work around the blemish. I'm not particularly happy with that, but I find that the more you try and cover it up, the worse it can look. So it's there. I'm not going to be able to get rid of it. I'm just going to have to leave it like that for now. So that's my base done. Then what I like to do is I always, doesn't matter how much of a rush I'm in, I will always set my under eye concealer, because I find that that makes my makeup look dodgy throughout the day. When that wears off, then my dark circles show through and it kind of just ruins the whole look. So I'm going to use matte. I always use to set my under eye Max translucent powder. I do find that's the one that leaves me the least cakey. And again, I just apply that with a damp beauty blender, and I bob backwards and forwards just to make sure you get in all those fine lines. And I also just give it a rub over the top of my eyelids as well, because on this look I don't use any eyeshadow. And then what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit on my nose, around my nose, because that's where again the redness tends to come through when the concealer wears off, and just a little bit around my chin for the same reason. But I leave my cheeks. I'm going to try and look as glowy as possible. I don't like the full-on matte look. So with my base done now, I'll go on to my eyebrows, because I hate doing my eyebrows. It's my worst part of my makeup. I would usually use a pencil and a gel, but if I'm doing a quick makeup and I'm in a rush, then I'll just use a gel. And my favourite gel is the Glossier Boy Brow in brown. I don't know what other shades there are, but I'm in brown. So my eyebrows are a little bit long at the minute, because I haven't had them done for a while. So I find that using the gel as they get longer doesn't look so tidy, but this is the quickest way I can do my eyebrows. That's one done. I don't know if you can see the difference. I think so. I have dodgy eyebrows at the front, so I find that this clings to them the best without making them look too drawn on. Okay, so my eyebrows are done, so now I'm going to go on to finishing off the face. So I need to bring some colour back into my face, so I'm going to use just a bronzer. Like I said, no contouring today, just a quick flush of bronzer. And today I'm going to be using the Sleek Contour palette. I think it's called a contour palette. Yeah, contouring and blush palette. I don't know why it's called a blush palette. There's no blush in there. Anyway, so I love this. This is one of my favourite contour colours actually. Out of all my high-end stuff, this is one of my faves. So I'm not going to be using the contour today, but I'll be using the bronzer and my Real Techniques powder blue brush, which I love. It doesn't it doesn't pick up too much because it's really soft, so it gives you a nice kind of dusting when you're just going for this everyday look. So I'll just put it on my cheeks and then take it around to the top of my forehead. Unfortunately, that spot that I've got is right around where I'm putting all the products, so it's going to show it up, but there we go. I'm just kind of putting it all over my cheeks, really. Top of the forehead. And this is quite dark, it's quite a dark bronzer. I really like it. And then I'll just put a little bit under my neck. Sorry, down my neck and under my chin. And then I I just dust my nose at the bottom, otherwise I feel it gets a bit lost. But I always make sure I bring the bronzer down my neck because my neck's really pale. That's the bronzer done. Now, I don't always wear a blush. If I'm in a real rush, I definitely skip the blush. Today, I'll put a little bit of blush on just because sometimes if I've got a little bit more time, I will, and it doesn't always take up too much time. So I like to use, if I'm just going for a kind of bronzy look with nothing too much else on, I like this Becca blush, and it's in the shade Tiger Lily, and it's kind of like a peachy, orangey shade with a little bit of shimmer in it, so it brings a little bit of glow to your face, which I like, especially in the winter. Who doesn't like glow all the time? Anyway, so again, I'm using another Real Techniques powder blue brush. These are my favourite brushes for powder. So I got these from Influencer to review, and they're so amazing. I feel so lucky to have got them, but I literally don't use any of my other powder brushes now, it's just these. They're so good. So I'm just going to put a little bit of blush, smile, and then I just drag it up a little bit. And because it's got the shimmer in, it kind of acts as a little bit of a highlight as well. I don't like it to be too dark, so if I feel like I've gone a little bit too crazy, I'll just blend it in with the Beauty Blender. Okay, so last thing for the skin is, again, sometimes I skip this step, especially if I've put on a blush that's a bit shimmery, but I do like to have a highlighter on. So my favourite highlighter, and I'm not even sure if you can still get this anymore, it's the Bobbi Brown Pink Glow highlighting powder. And it's just really subtle. It's not kind of a blinding highlight, but it's really subtle, and it just gives you like a nice natural glow. And I'm going to use this Spectrum A10 fan brush, which I haven't used yet. I just bought it the other day from Superdrug, so this will be the first go. Seeing if it's going to pick it up. Can't tell whether it doesn't look like it's got anything, but we'll see. Yeah, picked it up. So I'll just put that there, and then I just take it around to like the top of my eyebrow. Just put most of it here and take it round. On the side. Oh, I like this brush. It's really soft. Usually I apply my highlighter with a Real Techniques setting brush, but this one you actually can get a little bit more precise like that. I don't know why I've never had a fan brush before. I've got so many brushes. I've never had a fan brush. I like it. Okay, and then just at the tip of my nose. See how it's not really blinding, but at the same time, you can definitely see it. It looks kind of more natural. It's tickling my eyes. It's hard to get it down the bridge of your nose with this fan brush. Maybe I'll just use my fingers. And then the Cupid's bow. And I do a little bit on my chin as well. Everywhere! Underneath the eye. Oh, I do put it underneath my eyebrows when I'm not doing the eyeshadow, just to give a little bit of highlight there, because I'm literally not doing anything with my eyes. Okay, so that's the base finish. So now I'm going to go on to my eyes. Something I always do, even if I'm in a rush, is curl my eyelashes. I never used to curl my eyelashes, but I've noticed that it does make a difference, and it doesn't take very long, and I think it's a step worth doing. So just really quickly, I'll curl my lashes. And I always, I shouldn't be allowed to use these really, I always pinch my eyelids. Oh, so scared. For mascara, I always change out my mascaras depending on what I'm feeling, but for an easy mascara look, something that I trust, I use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I just like the big fat brush on it, and I find that it gives my lashes volume and length, so I just find that it's always a good one that I tend to go to, but I do have other favourites as well. Okay, that's my mascara done. I've just realised that I didn't put on any eyeliner on the top of my eyes, which sometimes I do. Even if I'm going out quickly, I'll just rub a little bit of brown eyeliner just along the top of my line, just to make my eyes. Sometimes I feel that my eyes get a little bit lost if I don't do that. So I might just quickly add a little bit now, just for a little bit of depth. And I use the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel 24 Automatic Gel Pencil in brown. Is it just in brown? Volcanic Bronze. Nope, not brown. Volcanic Bronze. And I really like this one because I find that it's quite a thin pencil. So I'm just going to run it over the top of my lashes. It's not really the easiest thing to do when you've already put mascara on, but there we go. So that's not really working. I've done it as much as I can, but what I will do is I do usually put a little bit under my bottom eyelash as well, just to give it a little definition. And just on the outside edge. I don't do it all the way into the inner corner. And then I'll just give it a little bit of a blend out with my finger. This one does blend out quite nicely, but you have to work quickly. So eyeliner and mascara done or not done, depending on whether you want to use it. And then for my bottom lashes, I don't use the Too Faced mascara. I use a Benefit Roller Lash because it's got such a tiny brush, and I just find that it doesn't transfer down to the bottom. And I only put a little bit on, literally just touch them, because we are going for minimal makeup. I've messed up all my eyelashes by doing that eyeliner. I'll just quickly tidy them up with this. Okay, so last thing to finish it off is lipstick. Today I'm going to wear Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk because I just find that it's such a easy shade to wear, and it just goes with anything you're wearing. It's just like your lips but better. So I'm just going to put that on today. No lip liner. Now, I do have the Pillow Talk lip liner and I love that as well. But yeah, I always feel like if I've got minimal makeup on, I don't want to have too much of a dark lip or too matte a lip, because I find that it looks too much. So Pillow Talk is perfect, and I just give it a quick blend all around. And that's the lips done. So last thing I do, always, doesn't matter how quick or slow I'm going with my makeup, I'll use a setting spray. I've got two favourites really. One is the Urban Decay All Nighter, which I like to use if I'm going on a full, day out. I'm going to be busy all day. But I do also like this NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. I've had loads of bottles of these, and I do think that they make a difference. They do make your makeup look more dewy, but it doesn't keep your makeup on for as long. So I'm just going to spray this. And sometimes what I like to do is I just like to dab it all in with the beauty blender just around my face to kind of mesh it all together. Okay, so that's the finished makeup. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my hair down so I can show you it properly when your hair actually looks half decent. I'll be right back. So this is the finished makeup look with my hair done properly now. And as you can see, I think it's just really natural looking, but still glowy. And you still look put together even though you've done it in a rush with minimal products. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did like the video, please don't forget to like it and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I'll be uploading every week. And don't forget to check out my Instagram and Twitter as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you come back soon. Bye!